Shorter.
They were talking about the spending bill as being Christmas trees, but it's not an omnibus bill. That's one thing they did. They avoided the omnibus bill, but because they have such a slim majority in the House and they don't run the Senate and they don't have the White House, this spending bill that was just posted last night is going to be posted for 72 hours for people to examine.
That's the rule.
Yeah, it's about 1,500 pages, about $100 billion for disaster relief. You know, the series of natural disasters that hit the South, North Carolina especially. $30 billion in FEMA funding. They say they're out of money. $10 billion in economic assistance for farmers. You heard Speaker Johnson saying a lot of them are going to go under. A lot of it had to do with the policies they've been suffering under this administration. The SBA loans are out. They're going to be refunded as restrictions on outbound investment to China. 500 pages of health care provisions, which cut out the middleman that President Trump referred to a few days ago in his press conference, and calls for transparency of charges for key events and ticketing. That was a little of the controversy with Taylor Swift.
And a new stadium.
Look at those top three. So the speaker said that first one, it's $100 billion in disaster relief. We know all these hurricanes have come through. We saw what happened in North Carolina. They had to borrow all this money. They had to get loans from the banks to pay for this disaster relief to help our families that needed it. And so now that money has to be paid back. And the third one down, you see the $10 billion in economic assistance for our farmers. He said, that's all the food we eat. We have to help them out.
Right. And here's the thing. Republicans, a lot of conservative Republicans hate the fact that the government is going to spend so much money. It's a dire situation because our federal government runs out of money at midnight on Friday. And so essentially what they're going to do is they're going to pass this 90-day, they call it a patch, or it's kind of like a CR. Yeah. But what it's going to do is going to kick the can down to the middle of March. So Donald Trump will be installed as president, and then he'll be able to get a running start before they have another big argument over, the spending in Congress. Mr. Speaker, who was with us a little while ago, he's in trouble with a bunch of Republicans who he needs to have vote for him when he comes up for the speaker race. He was with us a little while ago. We talked to him about a tweet that Elon Musk posted just a little while ago. He's the one guy who could actually, out of his pocket, fund a lot of this stuff. Elon says this bill shall not pass, and the speaker then reacted live on Fox and Friends with this.
Elon and Vivek and I are on a text chain together, and I was explaining to them the background of this. And Vivek and I talked last night about almost midnight, and he said, look, I get it. He said, we understand you're in an impossible position. Everybody knows that. Remember, guys, we still have just a razor-thin margin of Republicans, so any bill has to have Democrat votes. They understand the situation. They said, it's not directed to you, Mr. Speaker, but we don't like the spending. I said, guess what, fellas? I don't either. We got to get this done because here's the key. By doing this, we are clearing the decks, and we are setting up for Trump to come in roaring back with the America First agenda. That's what we're going to run with gusto beginning January 3rd when we start the new Congress, when Republicans, again, are in control. And all of our fiscal conservative friends, I'm one of them, will be able to finally do the things that we've been wanting to do for the last couple of years.
But the problem is, Brian, is, people keep saying, and the speaker even alluded to my conservative friends. That's normally the debate with the Freedom Caucus. It's like they're being pushed back. But it's not just the conservative parts of the caucus that's doing it. It's the moderates as well. I don't think I've witnessed a point when there was a CR or a resolution put on the floor where both the moderates and the conservatives both agree.
The only thing, Lawrence, I would say it's easier to sit on the sideline than when you finally realize, just sit down, roll your sleeves up, and say, I just wonder why they can't start working on this in September.
Yes.
But I think part of it is we think we're going to win in November. You think you're going to win in November. Let's bet on each other. They bet on each other. The Democrats lose. So now they have a situation where now get me to January 20th. And now you're set till March. The losers are Africa, legislation to extend the African Growth and Opportunity Act, which in one way I can make a case for because China is making huge gains in Africa. Pharmacy benefit managers, they lost big on provisions to redirect spending on prescription drugs to healthcare plans and pharmaceutical companies. Trump called them the middlemen. They said they're making way too much money and they do way too little. And the losers are Maryland. You're about to lose the Redskins. But guess what? Your stadium sucks. And you should go right back to Washington, D.C.
So they're going to go back to the RFK Stadium site just to the east of the Capitol. Yeah. The only way Mike Johnson, the Republican, will be able to pass this is he's going to need dozens of Democrats to actually vote with him, and he'll probably get them. But I'll tell you what, when I think about the fact that Elon Musk tweeted, this bill should not pass, you know what? I haven't really heard from the President of the United States about this particular issue.
Yeah.
President or president-elect?
The president-elect. We haven't heard from Donald Trump exactly. I mean, if Elon Musk is saying, don't do it, what's Donald Trump saying?
If they don't do it, the government shuts down. He's just saying, is Elon saying, let the government shut down then?
He's got the money.
I think the president-elect should stay out of that. I don't think he should get involved. He should wait until he's into power. But I feel like we continue to lose as a country. Maybe I'm a traditionalist, but the fact that we don't have the 12 appropriations bills out there to set up a budget to do this, like, go through the process. Brian is talking about them waiting to the end. It's because they don't pass the bills. They don't go through the regular order process so each people can debate which line items they submitted, and then we get a final budget put together at the very end. They just continue to put everything on one.
Well, when Republicans are,
one slide,
when they are over the House and the Senate starting in January, then they need to start working on the bill. If this is probably going to pass. This is probably going to pass. I don't think ever in my time on Fox and Friends we've had this discussion over and over that midnight. That's the deadline.
The government has shut down.
That's been shut down.
When did it shut down? When did it? How many years ago?
Because I don't remember for it. Remember?
Yeah,
right, when
they
he
shut
did
down during
the
Obama.
filibuster, yeah.
And how was it resolved? Just in a few days they fixed
Eventually
it?
they got a bill.
Government employees didn't get paid during that period
Just
of time.
essential personnel.
Certain things were closed down. People still got their Social Security checks. Medicare still worked, but it ground the government to a halt. And the Republican Party ultimately paid for it.
I guarantee they'll pass it. They want to go home for Christmas. They don't want to have to stay there.
Well, that's why they
Christmas.
do it that way. Absolutely.
Right, but the thing is, he said to me, I've been in constant contact with President Trump, so nothing should be surprising President-elect.
Right, but if Elon Musk is saying don't do it, is that a message from Donald Trump?
Well, the thing is that, look, the president-elect and Elon Musk obviously have a close relationship, but he doesn't do everything that Elon Musk suggested. I mean, there's been a lot of cabinet picks as well. I think Elon is coming from the standpoint, he's going to be running that commission with Doge, and he's saying this is not a great start.
He almost has to say that.
Right.
He's trying to cut, and this is going against exactly. This is adding $1 billion. Is that what the congressman said? Was it $1 billion to the deficit?
It's a gigantic number.
Yeah, hold on, I have it right here.
You know what he could work on if he's frustrated? He could build more tunnels for his boring company because he's making tunnels underneath cities to alleviate traffic.
They already have tunnels under the Capitol.
Right? Or he could work on SpaceX and work on that
to rescue
to blow off some steam. Or he could work on putting those chips in brains. That also might relax him. Or he could work on Starlink.
Well,
he's got a lot of things just to get away, if he wants to get away from Doge.
I'm Steve Doocy.
I'm Brian Kilmeade.
And I'm Ainsley Earhart. And click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis.